Afghanistan has a strange curse. Every empire that enters this land believes it will win, and every empire leaves broken. The British came, the Soviets followed. Then the United States arrived with the most powerful military in human history. Yet Afghanistan is still at war. But here's the truth, no one talks about Afghanistan's war didn't end when the last soldiers left. It simply changed its face. To understand why, we must go back to the beginning. In the 19th century, Britain feared that Russia would invade India through Afghanistan, so Britain invaded first, 3 times. Each time, British forces entered confidently. Each time, they were bled dry by tribes that knew the mountains better than any map. By 1919, Britain finally gave up, leaving Afghanistan independent but unstable. Then came the Cold War. In 1979, the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan to protect a collapsing communist government. What they expected to be a short intervention turned into a nightmare. The CIA armed Afghan fighters. Saudi money flooded in, Pakistan opened its borders, and Afghanistan became the world's deadliest proxy battlefield. For 10 years, the Soviets fought an invisible enemy, fighters, who vanished into mountains, villages, and caves. By 1989, the Soviet Union withdrew. Soon after, the USSR itself collapsed. The world assumed Afghanistan would finally know peace. Instead, the real war began. Without a common enemy, Afghan factions turned on each other. Warlords ruled cities. Civil war destroyed Kabul. Millions fled as refugees. Out of this chaos rose the Taliban. They promised order, they promised safety. And for a brief moment, exhausted civilians believed them. But their rule came with brutal laws, public executions, and isolation from the world. Then came September 11th, 2001. Within weeks, US forces invaded Afghanistan to destroy al-Qaeda and remove the Taliban. Once again, the world believed the war was over. It wasn't. The United States stayed for 20 years. 2 decades of drone strikes, rebuilding efforts, corruption, night raids, and broken promises. Trillions of dollars were spent. Governments were installed and collapsed. Generations grew up knowing nothing but checkpoints and explosions. And yet, the Taliban never disappeared. In 2021, as US forces withdrew, the Afghan government collapsed in days. Not months, not weeks, days. The Taliban returned to power stronger, more organized, and more experienced than before. So the question remains, why does Afghanistan never find peace? Because every empire treated Afghanistan like a battlefield, not a nation, because borders were drawn without understanding tribes, because foreign powers armed groups and then abandoned them, because war became an economy, and because peace was never truly planned. Afghanistan is not unconquerable because of geography alone. It is unconquerable because no outsider ever understood its people. Empires leave, weapons remain, trauma remains. And the war continues, not always with armies, but with consequences. If you want to understand modern conflict, Afghanistan is the lesson the world keeps ignoring. Subscribe to HistoriSync because history doesn't repeat itself. It warns us.